I'm Josh.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Nemo. And we just nerd here.
Yeah, so we're doing Krislin's birthday next Sunday.
When is that her actual birthday, though, right?
No, her birthday is that week. It's on Flag Day, but...
Oh, vexology.
What?
Vexology is the study of flags. By the way, this fact that I have so for fucking reason remembered is the first episode of Big Bang Theory. It's the first thing that he talks about. It's the opening scene. It's like he's talking about flags, the study of flags, vexology, and I'm like, why the hell did I remember this one thing?
I'm actually really proud of you for remembering anything about anything, so I'm going to give you like 50,000 points.
It like randomly
I think flags
pops
are
up.
really cool. I listened to a vexologist talking about flags and like how you're not supposed to have words on flags, but there's a lot of flags that break that rule and like
Can't really think of a flag that does.
I only know the one rule.
Which is what?
California does.
No flag, no country.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
The flag doesn't have a country. You can take over it.
Yep. I claim
That's
this
why we
land in the name of the British Crown.
Yeah.
Do you have a flag? No.
I'm sorry, no flag, no country. I don't make the rules. Ha ha ha.
The flag does.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I'm looking for the goddamn Imaginext Dilophosaurus figure.
Everyone knows what that is.
It's
No, I know what it is.
no. Do you know
I
what
know
Dilophosaurus
things.
is?
No.
Saurus.
It's a dino.
It's a dinosaur. It's the one that it's the spitter.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the quitter dinosaur.
That's what my mom would compare me to when I was little and running. Because apparently I would run like that with my arms out.
Oh, that's cool. Now we're getting her the Dilophosaurus pop.
Now just imagine her like going up to her mom. But if you had like buck teeth like I did, like I mean real buck teeth, like the British look, you could spit too. I'm pretty sure my mom would have hit me right across the face if I did that.
The fact that you just said you had a British smile is like really starting to bring a whole lot of our theories together, Nemo.
What theories?
That you're actually just a really tan British dude.
I could
Not
be
from India at all.
Maybe that was not even my real parents.
Yeah.
Maybe they kidnapped me.
I'm telling you, like your great
Maybe I was a British
grandfather.
dude, and they left me in India because they just couldn't find me, and then they were like, I want a kid. We can't have a son. Let's adopt this little dude. And then they just put me in the sun for a while, like a raisin, like a grape, and made me into a raisin.
You're actually ginger, and those few hairs that you found in your beard
my
are just the ones that they didn't dye.
That are trying to come out.
Your mom in your sleep just comes in and dyes your facial hair.
Can't I lock my door? Oh, she probably knows how to pick a lock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she
kidnapped a
definitely
white
knows how to pick a lock.
No, I want this damn Dilophosaurus figure so bad because
It's not a pop or anything, right? It's one of those plastic toys. Like
yeah, it's one of the Imaginext ones that are on like the toddler aisle.
Yeah,
and it's
the one you showed me is really cool.
It's the one. It's frustrating because I didn't think Krislin would be into dinosaurs.
but she is.
So on our
She's a girl?
no, just because she's been
Lisa's just like, what?
She's been into Doc McStuffin. She's been into Vampirina. She's been into Paw Patrol.
But that's like the dinosaur age.
Right, but there aren't any dinosaur shows on TV right now.
I thought
There was some dinosaur shows when I was on TV. I was super into dinosaurs when I was a
Dink
kid.
the Last Dinosaur, Denver, Land Before Time. I can name.
Okay,
like,
there was Land Before
Before
Time.
Time.
I don't know what those other ones are.
Yeah, Land Before Time.
Denver, the Last Dinosaur. He's my friend, and a whole lot more.
No idea.
I don't remember that.
If you touched a piece of his egg, it would take you back in time, so you could see.
Okay, that's
Wait,
weird.
Maybe I did see this. Were there two other friends to a Triceratops and a...
No,
Oh, never mind.
That's also
That's
Land
Land
Before
Before
Time.
No.
He could also be
It
talking
wasn't Land
about-
Before Time, though.
he could also be talking about Dink, which
It's
was
also
a brachiosaur.
Yeah, I have no idea what that
It's on Netflix right now, too.
The only other dinosaur I remember is from... Oh no, I don't
And I remember that dinosaur movie with the lemurs. Do you remember
what that show was
that?
actually called.
The dinosaur movie with the lemurs? He was,
Dinosaur?
Do you guys
Yeah,
remember
I guess
that
so.
cartoon with the guy that had the microwave in his stomach and it was super weird?
No.
What? You mean Crane?
No.
What was it?
He had a microwave in his stomach and he was an alien and he could do weird things like he could blow up his hand into weird shapes, and he ran around with a T-Rex who was like human-sized, and a lady with a robot arm,
Talking about
like
Meet
a
the
gun as an
Robinsons?
arm. No,
but I really want to watch this show.
it was a really cool show. I'm sure I will find it.
I know that there was a dinosaur, that there was probably a robot arm in that show.
I mean, I don't think I'm going to find this Dilophosaurus before her birthday.
Does she want it? Does she know what it is?
Yeah, that's the one she asked for. So we went to Toys R Us for one of our last trips, and they were getting trucks from their warehouse, shipments, and they had the 3 big Jurassic Park figures in this like line, this age range and price range. So it was like Owen with a little containment unit and a Stigalomic or whatever, a Stiggy, and then a Mosasaurus and the Dilophosaurus. And she chose Owen with the Stiggy and his motorcycle because she liked the motorcycle. But then she was playing with it every day, and she finally said, "Papa, can I have more dinosaurs?" So like my heart got super big and my chest got all puffed out. I'm like, yeah, she wants dinosaurs. Because there's not anything accompanying it for her to like latch onto.
Mm-hmm.
So when the toys were released, I was like, okay, she asked for the green one specifically. So I go looking for it. They have every single figure except for the Dilophosaurus, the Mosasaurus, and the Stiggy. And so she got everything else.
I hope you find it.
Yeah. And I like the only ones I haven't gotten for are the like $100 T-Rex and the $60 Indoraptor. So we'll see what I can find. But
It was called Project Geeker, by the way. It was made by the same people as Earthworm Jim.
well, that just sounds fantastic.
It was a really good show.
We're gonna have to look that up.
It had a whole episode where they were being like chased around by little murder bunnies. It was
Project
fantastic.
what?
Project Geeker?
Murder bunnies,
Murder bunnies.
but we have murder ponies.
I know,
Mhm,
but the murder
Kelpies.
bunnies were...
My Little Kelpies were amazing.
They were so good.
So we
love
finally
that
got
episode.
Lisa to watch the DuckTales reboot. And
Oh.
she's
I
caught up now.
loved it. I've loved it so much. I've loved every single second of it.
There are some episodes that are just like to me.
Oh my god.
But the mummy episode was this
Yeah, the burritos. Yeah.
Nah, it could have been better. That's true.
Yeah.
You said Project what?
Project Geeker. And he ran around with a dinosaur,
Oh, that totally
and
looks like an Earthworm
a
Jim
cyborg named Lady
Oh, it
Macbeth,
does kind of look like everything.
who was very, very angry, and she had a gun as an arm. And that's part of why she was angry. Like, people took her arm and put a gun there instead. And
She looks like the doll from.
it was so good. I
Rugrats.
loved this show. But he was just, like, she was this very, very angry lady, and she had to protect him. I don't remember why. And he was just a total nutso. Because he was like a science project, but he could do all of these things.
And the alien guy, you said he could like make his hand really big.
Yeah.
Like you see,
Could
like
he
he's like
snap his hand when it was really big?
I don't remember.
Well, I think that brings us right into the topic then. Big aliens with big hands. Today's episode is a spoiler-filled discussion on Avengers Infinity War. It's been out for a month now, so it's free game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
He's right.
It
There's
was
so much on the internet right now.
balls to the wall, amazing.
After Thor Ragnarok, I would say like Thor Ragnarok was a really good movie, but this one really is probably the best Marvel film, to me at least, out of all of them so far. It was well led up. It was well done. Thor Ragnarok is hard to beat, but
I feel like overall I could sit there and like on a rainy day put in Thor Ragnarok
Yeah.
and just have it on, as my rainy day show, or like if I'm flipping through cable and it's on, I'm going to leave it on. Infinity War is so involved. Like, it's really, really good, but it's not one of those movies that you can just like casually watch.
Yeah.
okay, I guess
think
that's
after
true.
I've seen it 15 times, I still won't just be able to casually tune in.
I feel like somebody would have to bring it up that they've never seen it, or you would have to be watching other films that led up to the build-up
Uh-huh.
to wanting to watch Infinity War.
Infinity Wars is brutal. There's like almost no downtime. It's just let's go. That's
That's what I loved about the film. Is like there was
It's
no point.
it's great because of that. But it's
Well, and I love that it's truly a culmination of 10
Yes.
years.
Yeah,
10 years since
It really
Iron Man
is.
came out. And because of that, because all of these characters have had their stories fleshed out quite a bit. I mean, there's still people who are going to argue, Black Widow and Hawkeye haven't had their due, but
they had a reason why they couldn't, like Ant-Man couldn't be there and Hawkeye.
Right. And they're not in this movie. They're mentioned, and a good reason is given, but at the same time, it's not a great reason.
I feel like they would have come out and helped if they, like if you're a superhero and you know that fight's going to be there, you're like, I gotta help. Definitely if you are that strong and OP,
Yeah.
The
creators said that part of the reason that Ant-Man didn't get more of a nod or a spotlight in the show was tonally, because I mean his character is comic relief, etc.
Yeah, I can see that.
He wasn't like Peter Parker, where he has the young vulnerability. Peter Parker's comic relief also, but he's got that vulnerability father-son thing going with Stark.
Okay, that is true. He
Ant-Man
does.
is just pretty much jokey all the time.
And they also didn't want to overload people with Ant-Man, because Ant-Man and Wasp comes out in July.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm just saying, based on his power and what he can do, it would have definitely helped the plan. It would have had a real impact.
And Hawkeye would have been able to take him out with a punching glove arrow from 4 blocks away.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Hawkeye. I dissed him a little bit earlier, but he could have obviously killed Thanos much quicker than any of them.
I enjoy Hawkeye. I really like Hawkeye.
He's alright. I like Jeremy Renner. He's a good actor. I think he's okay.
I was watching Infinity War with my sister-in-law, who isn't really a movie person, and that was kind of fun because she was just like, she cut no corners with it. She's just like, well, they could have done that earlier.
They're like the whole movie. Okay, if you take it in today's time with the premise of the Vision Stone, right? Mm-hmm. And they having to get rid of it. Okay, look, I know I'm like the good guy kind of thing. It's like all righteous and everything. Mm-hmm. I think at that point, because he's not human or anything, right? Taking that stone out and saving all of humanity, not just Earth. You're saving the whole universe.
Yeah.
It is your obligation at that point to just, you gotta do it. You caused it to happen if you couldn't have done it earlier. And it did happen.
But at the same time, you have to look at Doctor Strange looking into the future. And in order for them to win, they can't do that. Again,
no, but
people on Earth didn't know that.
Yeah.
But you also have to look at Scarlet Witch, who in the comics is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe.
No.
Like Squirrel Girl beat Thanos in the comics.
I did learn that.
Scarlet Witch,
that's super cool.
wiped out most of mutant kind with a thought.
See, that makes sense.
If they had gone that route, I think that they would have had to address her OP, because she is an overpowered.
Well, I feel like with Marvel in the cinematic universe, at least, they're restraining from that because it adds more of a human element to it, thus allowing people to connect more easily to it.
Yes,
I get that. If she was OP, it would make no sense that any of this happened at all.
I'm glad you explained what that was, because I did not know.
Yeah. So but if you had just taken Vision, when Quicksilver dies, she is still really untrained. She's been training for 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
She's still not great, like we see when she's fighting the Obsidian cult.
Yeah.
In the beginning, or Obsidian Order, whatever.
Yeah, the other children.
Thanos' goons. And
his other children.
She's definitely better, but I think that the trauma of having Vision ripped away from her then would have caused her to have a massive explosion.
But I don't think it would have...
I think it would have caused more problems for the heroes. That's just me knowing a little bit about the character's history in the comics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it would have happened.
A lot of what they've shown her doing in the movie, I
don't think that would have happened. They address the fact that Vision addresses the fact that he knows that the stone has to die. He knows that it has to be destroyed. Only the person who put the stone there and put the power there can destroy said stone. And he knows it's going to be her.
Okay.
In the end, if all of that was playing out and you knew about Thanos and everything...
Sorry, we had a quick stop for the lawnmower next door.
Okay, so going back to what I was saying. If any of us were in that position... the smartest move would be to, like, you know, like how they were talking before, it's to, well, where Doctor Strange was talking about the stone and how it had to stay with him, and then Tony's like, no, you got to keep it, like, far away or whatever, right? The smartest move, if they knew about Vision and everything and getting rid of it, they would have said, destroy the stone. That's the smartest move. Get rid of the power completely. Now, I get the emotional aspect, too. Like, she loves him. He is an entity. He is real. He is a being. Right. But if the whole universe is online...
But it wasn't. Only half of it was.
Josh? No. Okay, the whole thing. The whole thing.
No.
Yes.
Half.
How?
But I don't think... I mean, I think once they realized that was the situation, then there wasn't a debate in their minds. They knew they had to protect him and get him to where...
They can remove the stone while also keeping him alive. They were taking other options.
Yeah, they were trying to preserve him as an entity.
That's the right thing to do. If you have the option to take care of it,
sure,
do it.
Yeah.
But they, at the point where they were running out of time, at the end where she's crying and all that, I was like, oh no, blah, blah. No, just finish it. He's getting closer.
Right, but it's not it's someone else making that decision. It's the one with the emotional connection.
Yeah.
I get
If you had to shoot me in the head
who loves her the most
to save the universe, you would hesitate. You would do it in the end, but you would hesitate.
I feel like we would have like a Gamora and Peter moment.
Okay, can we talk about like the elephant in the room? That scene. Okay, the scene.
What scene? The one
when Star-Lord calls Thanos Grimace, and nobody in the theater laughed except for me.
Nobody. I didn't even know. Like,
I chuckled, but I wasn't with you guys.
It was dead silent.
No, it was dead silent. Like when me and Josh, we saw it on opening day.
Yeah,
we saw it right when it came out, and apparently all the seats were sold out. But when we got there, half the theater was empty, which really pissed me off. It's like we could have had better seats.
Huh.
We could have probably gotten to a better theater, but I'm happy that we went to the one we did because another adventure happened.
Yeah, and we'll get to that at the end of this episode.
But when he laughed, he was the only one who laughed. Like,
and it wasn't a quiet laugh.
Yeah, his laugh was loud.
It hit me just right. I was just like, oh shit.
Like, he got him, but you can, like, the scene kept going, but nobody else laughed.
I saw that it was going to happen on Twitter. That was like the one spoiler that I saw.
And then Nemo saw it again, and nobody laughed.
Yeah, nobody laughed again. Nobody got it.
I saw it again. I have still not taken my wife to see this. I'm a good husband.
I'm sorry, Heather. We love you so much.
No one else laughed again. And again, I didn't laugh quiet. Because it was just as funny the second time. If I could have that be my ringtone, it would be. But yeah, for me, that was my favorite moment in the movie. Like,
that was your favorite moment in the movie?
There were a lot of good moments, but that joke just worked so well.
My favorite was with Rocket Raccoon.
When Bucky picks up Rocket?
Yeah, and he was like, I'm going to get that.
That was fantastic, yes.
That was
Why do you have an eye?
Then the funny part was like, here, meet my tree and my rabbit. And he's like, I am Rogers.
Yes. I am Groot. I am Steve Rogers.
That was an amazing scene.
There was a lot of really great jokes in this.
But when
movie.
they did the whole battle run with Steve, with Black Panther running, and then you just see Captain America catch up to him, you're like, oh shit, something's so about to happen. Oh,
somebody get this man a shield.
Dude, that part was so good.
Oh my god.
When he was running right behind him, it was like, Captain America would kick your ass. I love Black Panther and his abilities and everything and his intellect, but that run, that awesome. Signified that fight happening.
I could sit here and we could spend hours talking about every character's story in this movie.
Oh.
My favorite part was Thor listing off the things that had happened to him.
Oh, yeah.
His brother dead, his best friend stabbed through the heart.
He had to kill his sister.
Was my favorite.
It's like, yeah, I think I have the motivation.
Yeah.
And then, when Gamora and all of them are, looking at him, he's like... And then Rocket's like, you're, one sandwich away from being fat. He's like, I'm going to get a Bowflex. I'm going to commit. And then he's like... And then he changes his voice.
Into his captain voice.
Get off my shit.
Get off my shit. This is how I always talk.
Like,
no, you're doing a thing where your voice is lower.
Or like when Drax is like silently just sitting there while Peter and Gamora are having a moment, and he just eats something.
My goodness.
It's like,
I'm moving so slow that it's imperceptible. Which is something you would do.
And then Matt just walks up to him and is like, hey Drax. And he's like, well, shit. Dude, that whole, like, if you were watching that movie for the first time, like, it had to have been a trip.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Drax's best line.
Where's
Gamora? Who is Gamora? Why is Gamora?
No, that
was ad-lib.
Yeah, it was all
so
done.
Fantastic.
Speaking of ad-lib, okay, the scene, the death scene, or the wipeout scene with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
Peter
was
Parker.
also
That was ad-libbed
as well. Yeah,
I know.
He ad-libbed that scene where he's telling Mr. Stark he doesn't want to go.
No, the thing also with that, this was recently released as canon, but I don't know if the site's legit or not. The reason why he knew that he was going to die is because his spidey sense sensed it beforehand. He knew he was going to die, and that's why he ran up to him. And it's like, I don't want it to be over, or whatever, whatever his line is.
I gotta say, because of the whole, like, we know there's the time stone, we know that Doctor Strange probably saw the one scenario and let this thing happen.
He saw his own death.
But a lot of those deaths didn't really have much of a punch. But Peter in Tony's arms saying, "I don't want to go," like that's the one that hit me.
No, like if you watch it from like Civil War, right? He got him as a kid. That's how it all started, and then.
Well,
from
this is
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Past Civil War.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
in the Marvel timeline, it's like a year.
Well, then Homecoming came out, and then you get a little, you get to see the connection there build a little bit more.
There's just so much sweetness to Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Like, you can't help but sort of love him.
It's just sad that he knew. Like, he knew what was going to happen.
This was happened. Like, Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the perfect cinematic Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Starting him off younger. And making him vulnerable, like, what's his face? The first Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire?
The one who hasn't ever been in another movie. He
made
was
several before that.
Yeah, he was a pretty good actor. I actually liked him as Spider-Man. I didn't like Andrew Garfield at all.
I liked Andrew Garfield more.
Andrew Garfield a lot.
Because I feel like you have to start with your Spider-Man. You have to start younger. Garfield, they did well.
Also, I was in Hall H at Comic-Con when Andrew Garfield was standing in line, like they were doing the Star Wars panel, the Spider-Man panel, and Andrew Garfield was standing in line to ask the question in the Spider-Man suit, and he asked a question as if he were a fan, and then he takes the hood off, and it's him, and he was just so excited to be Spider-Man, and he loved the character so much that, like, I went into the movie wanting him to be good because he was so cute about.
Like, he was okay. Like, I love when the whole Marvel universe was coming before Disney bought any of that, right? Spider-Man was the first, like, decent movie that Marvel Studios has made, in my opinion. In that time.
Wait.
When Spider-Man, the very first one with Tobey Maguire came out, before...
It wasn't owned by Marvel. It's owned by Sony.
Oh, shit. You're right.
It's still owned by Sony.
It is still owned by Sony.
For me, I loved Daredevil. It wasn't a great movie.
Yeah. But it was...
It was
Ben
fun.
Affleck was okay, I guess.
There were aspects of that film that were good.
My favorite part of it was Jon Favreau, who made it.
Yeah,
and I mean he was the best friend. In it.
No, I get that. Like, what I was trying to say is, I guess for superhero movies at that time when they came out, it was the movie.
It was good, but there was just something about.
But out of all of them, it really connected much easier, and
it was the age of Spider-Man starting out that got me.
He didn't look like a teenager at all. That would go to high school. He looked like he got held back.
Well, and I never was into the comic books or the cartoons or anything. But even going into this, knowing the originals in 2000, knowing nothing about Spider-Man, he just didn't strike me as a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that's before I even became like a comic book guy. Like I didn't read comics. I didn't know a lot about comics.
I didn't either, but I thought he was okay. I liked him more than I liked Andrew. But I did. Andrew is a better Spider-Man. I would assume. Assume he is, but out of all three of them, Tom does the best job.
Oh my goodness.
He connects with that character so well. And I also like in Homecoming, they do a throwback when he's like interrogating Donald Glover, and you get Anthony Davis, his cousin, and you're like, yes, they are throwing a connection there that this is gonna be a possibility here, and that's what really that part of that movie made it like yes. There was also good things about it, but like you have the best friend, chair guy, like that was just perfect.
Did you guys know that Donald Glover campaigned for years to be Spider-Man? So I was really happy that they put him in the movie.
No, I love that. Like he was even connected to Anthony Davis. Like it was perfect. And then
I don't know what that means. So
well,
I'm uneducated.
You know, like how he's questioning him, and he's like, he was worried about the neighborhood that he's in because his cousin lives there. The first Black Spider-Man is Anthony Davis. That's his cousin. So he does a throwback to the kid.
That's really, really cool. So he's the one that the book is about. Yeah. Because there's a new book with Black Spider-Man on the cover.
I know there's a new animated
Black Spider-Man, or you guys are talking about Miles Morales.
Oh, I am talking about Miles Morales. Whoa, what was I thinking of? It's not Anthony Davis.
I'm sitting here going,
I don't know.
I am missing something.
No, it is Miles Morales.
Miles Morales, it was the Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe of the Marvel Comics, and then the Ultimate Universe ended, and then the Spider-Verse happened, and all the Spider-Men and Spider-Pigs and Spider-Dogs came together, and
I was thinking of a basketball player. Never mind.
And you expected one of us to catch your sports ball reference?
I don't know why that happened.
That shit.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Dude, I
wouldn't
messed up
have known
twice
either
now.
Way.
Oh my god!
I wouldn't have known either way because I'm not.
No, but like
versed in.
I remember the scene.
I'm excited to see the animated Spider-Man movie Sony's putting together.
Yeah, the trailer looks pretty good.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It has Miles Morales in it, I'm assuming.
Yeah. It's the Miles Morales Spider-Man because he's such a fan favorite. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Marvel has done I don't know, I like it, it's good, but they're really, really pushing their superheroes' ethnicities and genders.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, just have them. Just don't make a big deal out of it. They're like Kamala Khan, or Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's a Middle Eastern superhero.
Yeah.
Miles Morales is Hispanic, and they're pushing.
I didn't know Miles Morales was Hispanic.
Really
I thought he was.
Ironheart is African American and female, and so they're really pushing these.
I feel like all of these
new takes on heroes with different genders and different ethnicities, which is great, but let them happen organically.
They are doing it like that, though.
They're not doing it organically. They're just like, okay, here we go.
No, I feel like they are.
There's been backlash, so we're responding with this. Oh, there's controversy here. They say we don't have enough.
No, because like they have to replace the original crew at this point.
From being really outside of it,
more movies.
Well, they're just gonna kill them off,
super forced,
or they're gonna retire.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Like, and I'm assuming like a lot of the newer characters might even take older characters. Like I was thinking maybe Black Panther's sister, based on how smart she is and who she is. She might have been the Ironheart.
The smartest character in the Marvel universe.
Yeah. I would assume that she would be Ironheart.
I can definitely see them doing
that's what I thought they might have done. They want to. That's why they're introducing so many other characters. Like they're going to replace these because they're the exact same character, genius, all that kind of stuff.
Right,
like,
but
plays the same
you don't want to lessen the impact that Shuri has.
Yeah,
as Shuri, you don't want to put her in a suit. She doesn't need to be in a suit. Yeah. She can just be a hero in her own right. She can become her own thing. She doesn't have to be connected to the comic.
Yeah, no, but like, from what I remember reading somewhere, that the person who ends up taking up Iron Man's suit is an African American lady, but she built the suit out of nothing.
Genius. Yeah,
she built this out of nothing, and it can go toe to toe with Tony Stark.
But that's awesome.
And he realizes her genius is like, you know what? You're going to be the next Iron Man or Ironheart.
Huh.
Stark's suit in this movie. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. I love the little nano suit. Oh.
The nanotech.
Like, the minute it shot up and got to Spider-Man, I didn't even care.
Iron Spider was just...
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I didn't really care that Tony had it. I didn't care that much, but when they got on to Tom Holland, I was like, yes, that's it.
But I mean, just out of all of the Iron Man suits, like going back to 2008, and you look at the original one attached to the battery, and the flamethrower, the big bulky gray one that was the callback to the original comic design to this one, and even like I've only seen Iron Man 3 once, but all of the suits that show up in Iron Man 3. I loved that scene.
Yeah.
Oh, at the very end of the fight where he has to have all the different ones come in.
And then just this suit and the evolution of the suit. This is where you have to end it. This is where you end that suit.
Dude, he did it. Yeah. No, I love... There's just so much to talk about with the suit and everything, too. It's like... I want to know how far he's going to go in the second part. Because, like, as he's fighting Thanos, he's getting parts of it destroyed and chunked off.
Yeah.
That's dead. And he's on a separate planet No, he's not by himself. He's with Gamora's sister. What's her name?
Nebula.
Yeah, he's with Nebula. So they have to work together.
I think Tony Stark.
I know. But see, that
if anyone can do it.
You know it's going to be him that kills Thanos. You know it because...
Well, okay.
Okay, for my reasoning is because there's a scene where... He's telling Tony's like, great minds think alike or something.
And you've been in my head
for 6 years.
Yeah.
You know that they're connected in a way, and you know it's got to be Tony to kill him out.
He's been
well, it's based on that scene in Avengers.
Yeah.
It starts with him. It kind of has to end with him. But on a character level, also, they're going to have a head-to-head scene with Tony and Captain America where they
actually meet up again.
Meet up. And find some way to put aside their differences.
And that was supposed to happen in this one.
I'm kind of happy they didn't do it. I like the way they did it.
Yeah.
I think that would have been too much.
No, I love... Oh, no.
Well, they didn't have room for it in this one. Yeah. They just didn't.
No, I just don't think it would have played out right. Like, him being on a separate planet, dealing with the Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man somewhere else. 2 separate areas with all the characters and all. I like that. You don't need 2, kings on the same field there,
Exactly. But they're going to have to find a way to come together.
Yeah.
So they
bring everybody else together.
Dude,
and make it an actual team of Earth versus Thanos.
My main thing was when all the people were dying, they were all turning to dust. I wanted to know what happened to Pepper. I wanted to know if she survived or not. So because he has a huge connection with her.
So a little bit of speculation for the next movie is it's going to take place 10 years in the future. And Tony and Pepper will be raising a family.
With the Avengers 4?
With the sequel to Infinity War, the one that comes out next May.
It's going to be 10 years in the future?
10 years in the future. So it takes them 10 years to get...
Speculation, he said. So.
Yeah, this is speculation, okay? This is rumors coming out a year early, okay?
It's not possible.
No.
It is possible.
It is possible.
It is, and then that's how they introduce...
And one of my theories is that... Ant-Man perished. He's not going to be in the next one.
I think
until the end. No, he'll be back at the end. However, they're able to bring everyone back. Mm-hmm. He'll be there. But I think that because looking at who survived, only the core Avengers survived. Only the ones who were there in 2012 survived, with a couple of random ass ones here and there.
My also thing is how was the Thanos said it was all selective, right? Like
it was.
At random. I don't mean selective as in this and this and this. Mm-hmm. I mean selective as in the sense that rich, poor, middle class, whatever, all on the same part.
Smart.
Doesn't matter who you are, someone's going out.
Right.
And it's half the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How it got picked to be I'm pretty sure Marvel wanted it to be the core because the core is no longer going to be in any more Marvel movies.
So this is their
So they have to wipe them out.
Avengers 4 is their Logan. Okay, they're hanging up their cowls.
Yeah.
They're giving them their final bow. And I can't fault them for that. I think it's going to be a fantastic movie.
I hope it ends up being like Logan though. Like that Logan was
where I have a damn panic attack at the
end. I don't want not that, but how good that movie was. You knew. You were satisfied with both of their...
so satisfied. That is one of the... I haven't seen it. I'm sorry. It is one of the best films that I have ever had the pleasure of watching.
They did it perfectly. We can talk about that one too.
But it is one of the... If I had to name a best movie, it would be a contender for top 5.
I have every intention to see it. I just, I feel like I really have to be in a place where it's like, I need something to devastate me today.
And that's what that is. Do yourself a favor, watch The Greatest Showman first to get the Wolverine origin story, and then watch Logan, and you'll see both sides of the coin.
Sometimes I just don't know how we ever met. But yeah, they were satisfied with their performances, and when you finished Logan, for some, they probably just walked out of it. For others, they cried. It connected much deeper. I cried.
Yeah.
I didn't bawl out, but that end scene when the cross fell, holy shit. I was like, okay. I got the connection with Logan and his daughter, and it's just...
I'm gonna start.
Okay.
Spoilers.
All right.
Haven't seen it.
But when that happened, you were inside, you were like, okay, I'm okay. Yep. I'm fine with how this ended. If this is their final one, if this is the one that they're all done with, I know that Black Widow might have another movie of her own, but they might pick a younger actress or might make her older or whatever. I don't know.
It's
because they might pick her teenage years or how she got into where she is. But I'm not sure what they would do.
Not all of them are done with
but I think
the MCU.
I want to know that at the end when that credit scene start, when the credits start to roll, you lay back in your seat and you're like, okay.
You just want it to be satisfying.
This 11-year process, this 11-year commitment, I'm okay. Mm-hmm. You're satisfied with how it ended, and then you move forward to the next set of years, the next set of characters.
And, I'm excited to see how how the Hulk plays out in the last one.
Yeah.
Because this trilogy for the Hulk,
I thought he was
actually really liking it.
I do like Mark Ruffalo now. I do like him more than Edward Norton now.
I've loved his Hulk from the...
I didn't like him in the Avengers. I liked Edward Norton's Hulk a lot more. I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm still kicking myself in that.
I've never liked Edward
Anthony
Norton,
Davis.
so that's...
And Zoids.
And Zoids. Oh my god. But okay. Going back to it, in 2000 and... When did the Incredible Hulk come out? Was that 2008 as well?
That was 2009, I think.
Was it after Iron Man?
Yes.
Because there is a scene with Stark in there. Yeah. And then you see the...
so maybe it came out before.
Because he talked about what happened. Yeah, I think it was before.
I've never seen that one, I'm going to be honest.
It came out in 2008.
I've seen bits of it.
Oh, so same year.
Same year. So I'm guessing it came out...
Before
Iron Man.
Yeah, because there's a scene at the end.
A couple months.
Because there's a scene at the end, that commissioner dude who ends up running in jail.
On the street. And,
yeah. But okay, so that was the first time I saw Hulk in general. I never got to see Lou Ferrigno or any of them. Mm-hmm. But when I saw Ruffalo, it just didn't connect. But the storyline with him in all the movies, you just can. He makes it soft.
He's so personable.
No, yeah.
And I think that with the TV show, with Lou Ferrigno, all I ever got I never got invested in it. I've only ever seen a couple episodes.
Right.
But it's just sad.
Yeah.
It's just a sad show.
Yeah.
You can never truly watch it and really enjoy it because it's always going to end with him hitchhiking down a highway. It's depressing.
Right.
No, but
with Ruffalo and just the Hulk in general in the MCU, I feel you've had that sad moment at the end of Age of Ultron where he flies off into Oblivion,
Yeah.
No, but I'm just at the end of the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. At the end scene, you see him control his power. You can see him he's gotten control of it. He's getting a hang of it. Blah blah blah. But with Mark Ruffalo, you relate more to his problem. Mm-hmm. You relate more to his concern with who he is and why he hates being who he is.
That I'm always angry line is one of the best lines
in any Marvel film.
In any Marvel movie.
What's your secret? I'm always angry.
Yeah. And
with Scarlett Johansson and the hand thing, calming him down and then leaving off on the ship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it...
Mm-hmm. He knows what he is and it can't...
when that doesn't work, it's it's rough for everybody.
Everybody, you connect with who he is. Sometimes there's just some demons or things that you just can't get away with unless like he has to face it at some point, and he does that. I feel like in Thor Ragnarok, he embraces the character. He just, instead of trying to hide it, he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just be Hulk," and he is a long time.
Want to know who I am? and then he falls on the bridge.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, you see Thor come in, and then you make him like, "This isn't really who you are." Gets him back to reality. And I think at that point he was actually getting a control of Hulk too, because he goes to fight Thanos in Infinity War at the beginning scene, and is like, and Loki's like, "Yeah, but we got a Hulk," and you see him beat him constantly. Like, I feel like he controlled it at that point, and could turn into the Hulk. But when he got humiliated,
well, wasn't that he was humiliated? He came face to face with his mortality. The Hulk has never had to do that. Banner has, but the Hulk hasn't. And what Ragnarok really tells us is they're not the same person.
Right. Yes.
It's two personalities inhabiting one body.
Okay, yeah.
So, he gets his ass handed to him. When he's bitten by the wolf in Thor Ragnarok, it's the first time you see, when he bleeds.
Yeah.
And then to, immediately after that, get nearly killed by the Mad Titan.
Right.
Like, you're scared. And he's never had to be scared before.
I don't think he's ever known what blood looked like.
That's the struggle that you see him coming with between him and Banner in Infinity War is the Hulk is terrified.
Yeah.
At least that's how it comes across to me.
I thought it was like he got embarrassed. Like, that's what I thought at the beginning, but you're making a lot more sense.
I mean, it's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah. Because, like, you're who you are. Like, this dude doesn't need to...
Because he's just been on this planet where he's been the champion.
No, in general, I'm thinking like he's the king of everyone. He's never, even if he got bit, he's never lost.
Yeah,
right.
And like how all those fighters, like even in sports, in all sports, if you're a winner and you're always on top, when you lose for the first time, it knocks you down.
Cough, cough, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, like sometimes you just can't get up. Cough, cough, Ronda Rousey.
I hope Brett doesn't listen to this. He's gonna kick my ass.
No, but like, probably. And I think that's what the Hulk was going through in his head is like, I can't do this again. I'm not ready.
And it's a nice little repeat of the whole Loki thing where Loki faces with Hulk and Hulk just like
dispatches him.
And he's a god.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a legit god.
He has to have that same moment. Also, speaking of Loki, when he calls himself son of Odin, I about lost it.
Yeah. that whole opening scene on the Asgardian refugee ship was heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
Just the grip on his neck, and that you just know he's literally he's dead.
Yeah, he just snapped his neck.
I was just thinking of Hulk, not Hulk, Thor, and it's like he knows he's actually dead.
Actually losing his brother.
He lost him.
For sure.
Yeah.
You see half his people are dead. You then see his best friend get stabbed and killed. And then he gets blown to bits because Thanos can do that. Like, at that end, like, I don't even think I would be able to fight. Like, I would be down as like, well, shit.
That's exactly how I felt watching it. It was like,
oh my god!
What else?
The
could
movie
happen?
has been on for 3 minutes, and I'm over.
Are people really just going to be here long enough to die?
No, that movie it did.
Whew.
But I do like how with the Marvel Universe, like people, I don't know if some people were thinking of like, why did they bring Thanos in now? Like, why is it this long? And you have to understand the fact that there were 3 main characters that could kill Thanos. There were 3 main characters that could beat him in anything. One was Odin. Odin can kill him. They killed off Odin.
Odin is dead.
Second was Hela. She could kill him too. They killed her off. And then the third, I think, was Quill's dad. Ego?
Yeah.
Basically a god. They killed him off. Now there's nothing standing in Thanos' way, hence now this movie is coming out.
So
and why it's so important.
Except we also know that Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, Squirrel Girl can do it like in a heartbeat.
I don't know. I never knew that she actually beat Thanos.
Yeah.
Like I was introduced to her when in X-Men. They actually talked to her in X-Men Origins.
That's true.
That's when I was introduced to
in the movie?
Yeah. They talked to Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, they do. Just like
I remember.
It was like a small scene.
It's so small.
They even talked to Wolverine. He's like, fuck off. And then they leave. But I didn't know
they show this girl with
how big
squirrels around her.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
You said Origins.
Wasn't it X-Men Origins?
X-Men Origins is the Wolverine movie.
No, I mean first class.
First class, yeah.
I was like, wait a second. She was in Origins?
Damn, I can't remember shit today.
But I only know about Squirrel Girl because of the Shannon Hale book. Because she's one of my favorite authors, and she's now writing Squirrel Girl books.
But like with Squirrel Girl, I knew her a little bit more in depth. Like I didn't know that she could be Thanos, but it was through Deadpool. Like they have a crossover too. I was like, damn, yeah. But other than that, I didn't know that much about her. But I was introduced to her in X-Men First Class.
I do know her Lego character from the video game, from the Marvel video game.
Because Legos rule the world.
She throws squirrels.
That's a great power.
I feel like she's going to be your bride.
Fantastic.
Probably.
I hope so.
Yes.
But no, going back to the Hulk, when you say Tony has to be the one to do it, the Hulk has a really good reason to be the one to finish off Thanos too.
I don't think it's going to be him though.
I don't think it's going to be him, but I think that it's going to come down to
I think it's going to be three main
Tony
guys.
and Banner.
We've had so much investment in Tony Stark and in
Thor has to kill him too, though.
No, it's going to be Tony dealing the death blow, and I think you're going to see
Captain America, Thor, and Hulk.
And the Hulk be the ones to finally do it.
You don't think Thor's going to be there?
Thor will be
Thor's
there.
Got the axe, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a god killer.
Axe.
Yeah, he has the god killer. But I don't think he's going to be the one to wield it. I think Tony's going to be worthy.
Nope. No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It might have made him humble.
Know.
He might have actually gone humble from seeing the kid he's basically fathering die in his arms and just turn into dust.
Wow.
Okay.
He's not a vampire. He didn't sire Spider-Man.
I'm just saying, like, I guess it could make you a humble person, knowing that everything that you ever loved it. Nah, man, I'm pretty sure I'd be a dick.
I don't know.
I would want revenge at that point. But I would.
I am also curious about Pepper because, like
in the third movie, she was a huge part.
When he tries to contact her, if she's not there,
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I think that they've dealt enough of a blow to the heroes.
I feel like she is gone though, because on the call that when she's like, "Are you on that spaceship?" It kind of felt like, "Yeah, I'm going away," and it kind of felt like she's not gonna be important anymore in the sense that she's gonna be done.
No, I didn't think that at all.
I think either.
I think she is the only person he's committed to.
Oh yeah, I agree, and I think that's gonna be the thing that's gonna push him and drive him. Is the one thing that truly loved him for all the shit that he's ever done, knew him from the beginning.
Yeah,
is gone, and he has to get it back, and the one way he can is with that gauntlet. It's the only way. So it's gonna push him to get there. He's seen death. He's Iron Man. He's seen people that he loved get hurt and killed. But it's different when it's someone that close.
And I think...
Like, I get the Spider-Man scene really tore me up too, but...
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Marvel is going to have this end in a non-traditional way.
You think so?
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's going to be a good thing. I think they're going to do it justice. I think it's going to allow, if any of the originals are sticking around, I think it's going to allow them to kind of take over the mantle as the face where Tony was, because he's not coming back.
Right.
So whoever does it is going to either, if any of the originals are the ones that take Thanos out, it's going to be whoever's sticking around. Even if it's Hawkeye.
No, I don't agree. I feel like taking him out, like for let's say it's Tony again, right? I think that's going to be the final straw. That is like, I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore.
I view it as kind of passing the torch. I hope I'm wrong. There's a part of me that wants to see Tony just unload.
There's one thing that's been bothering him for 6 years.
Yeah, it's the whole
right. It's him. It's his thought.
The Cathari and Thanos are the reason why there was Ultron.
Everything has happened because of this. He eliminates the thing that's made him make all these suits, make these advancements, constantly protect himself, and everything that he's loved. It's finally gone. He's finally at peace, and I finally feel like that will be it. I feel like he's going to be the one who deals a final blow, and then somehow I don't know who Ironheart's going to be, I don't know who's gonna.
Well,
yeah,
I don't think
it would be very nice if he could pass on the mantle.
I think it will.
Just
I don't think RDJ is done with the MCU though. I think Tony Stark will stick around.
Maybe
I
do
think
that
he'll-
cameo.
Yeah, I think that he'll show up in Homecoming. If he survives the events of the
guess.
next movie, there's no way that you can have an MCU where Tony Stark is alive without him showing up from time to time. So he won't be contractually
Yes, that's true.
obligated, but they will pay him boatloads to come in and do 2 minutes as Tony Stark
Yeah, I think that's.
for a movie.
I can
That's
see him
great.
doing that.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you do a scene like that, like a role like this, for as long as you have, it's the reason why Edward Norton didn't sign any contracts to keep doing the Hulk. Is like it's a permanent suit. It's a suit you will never ever be able to take off. Like you can do amazing movies.
Yeah, because
You can
he's
do it.
such a great actor.
You can do
But-
amazing movies. You can win Oscars, but everyone is only going to remember you for this one role.
But RDJ was so many things before he was Iron Man.
I know, but I didn't know him before the Iron Man. I didn't know him at all.
I
I didn't know
didn't
him from nothing.
Really?
Yeah. Like Kiss Kiss
That's
Bang Bang.
so
I saw that movie
That's crazy to me.
after I had seen Iron Man.
I used to get him and Charlie Sheen confused. I thought they were the same
That's
person.
so weird to me.
Like-
I've been watching RDJ my entire life.
I didn't know anything about Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
until Iron Man came out. And when that movie came out,
Wow.
it was the shit.
Wow. That's so interesting to me because he was like
Because I didn't want to even look him up.
Chaplin. He was. I mean, chances are
He was Charlie Chaplin?
Yeah.
Was he in the Rocky Horror Show?
No.
No.
No, that wasn't him? No,
No.
you're right. No, that's not him. Never mind.
As Rocky?
No.
As Dr. Frankenfurter?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen him in The Outfit or something.
But I'm with what's coming up. Like, I like the first Ant-Man movie. I think it was good. It's not one that I really have any desire to go back and watch.
Mhm.
Ant-Man and Wasp comes out next month. I'll probably see it at some point. It might not be till it comes out. I'm not going to make it a priority.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's not my priority either.
But then Captain Marvel comes out in February of next year, in that same time frame as Black Panther did this year. And I'm really excited for that, not because of Captain Marvel, but because of young Agent Coulson and young Nick Fury.
They're young in this one?
Yeah, it takes place in the 90s.
Is this
So,
Oh.
so
Does he have
that's
both eyes?
For the
probably.
record, I'm excited for Captain America.
I want Coulson
for
back.
Captain Marvel as Captain
I
Marvel.
love Coulson.
Well, I love Agent Coulson.
yeah, he's
Yeah, no,
such
I
a good
know,
guy.
I
He's
know.
such a big kid.
Yeah,
He'd be
I
like
love him
me and
too.
Nemo if we were special agents.
For me, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., what I watched of it, which I stopped watching it, it kind of got too much.
I didn't watch that show at all.
So the
And
first
I
season
kinda wish
is
that I
really
hadn't.
Or
the
Agent
first season
Carter.
is really, really rough. Once they stop trying to tie everything together to the movies
Mhm.
and they just say we're tangentially related,
Yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is really good.
did they
See,
try to
and
connect
I was hoping that it would be good.
all the series from Netflix as well?
No.
They weren't trying to connect.
Nope, by the time the Netflix shows come around, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Netflix are just like, we're on our own.
Because I love urban, random people have powers
Yes.
stories. I love those. I've always loved
Yeah,
those.
the Netflix shows are great, but like
Love
once
Punisher.
Agents of
good.
S.H.I.E.L.D., once
I've
we
only
get
seen
to
the movie. The
the
movie's,
fall of S.H.I.E.L.D.
depressing
and
as hell.
and the Hydra betrayal, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after that, just, you don't remember that?
The what?
So when they find out that Hydra is
Oh
still
yeah,
and-
Winter
and
Soldier.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really the last big tie-in to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. After that, the show takes on its own tone, and it's fantastic.
I feel like they'd all be rogue at that point because of all the secrets coming out.
They are. S.H.I.E.L.D. is gone. You have to watch it from there. They did tie in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to this one, though. And it's only in a brief mention of something going down in New York. And that's when Black Ma and the big dumb guy are fighting Doctor Strange and Tony in the streets.
Oh yeah.
They mention that, and so for the rest of the season, people were like, are they going to acknowledge the Thing? Is the Thing going to happen on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Is the snap going to happen? It's not coming back till next summer. So it's not coming out till
I feel like
after
it-
the next event.
I don't know if it. I'm really curious on how they're going to
I should
continue
try
Agents
to-
Shield and all that too.
Well,
Check
its
out.
its last season is next summer.
No, not that. Like, I'm talking in the Marvel Universe in general, once the movies keep going. Are they just completely gone?
What, S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, like, is it completely demolished?
Well, no, it's a thing again.
Like, it's coming back, right?
Yeah. But I don't know what they're going to do. But that pager at the end and just...
How old school that pager was kind of cool, too.
And that's like comes from the 90s.
Yeah.
I still love the line that, like, the famous Samuel L. Jackson line. You know what he's gonna say.
Yep.
You know he's gonna say that. And it's like, ugh, I hate how they bleeped it out. But it's like, that line's like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a good way to kill him off. I don't want him to die, obviously. He's a great character. I'm just saying, if he's gonna go out, that is the line he's gonna go out.
Yep. It was perfect.
So yeah, that's Infinity War. And it wasn't necessarily a
I feel like they did it
coherent
justice.
discussion, but I feel like we hit most of the big points.
No, I think since 2008, they've come so far. And I felt like Robert Downey Jr. even carried this film.
Yeah.
Like he did in 2008.
Oh, yeah.
For the universe, he carried this one as well for the final ending, the final scene.
And I just want to say really quickly, like, for as little screen time as Vision and the Scarlet Witch have had together, like,
their chemistry
they took my
is
heart
phenomenal.
so far.
I feel like everybody can connect with them,
gosh.
even if they weren't on. Like you knew what the story was.
Yeah.
Even though you never even saw them.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't know. You didn't have to see them fall in love. It's just like, you just know.
Yeah. And I feel like you could go into this movie having heard of the Marvel films and still follow along pretty well.
I think you would get confused if you never understood Guardians of the Galaxy or you had no idea.
I think, if you didn't know who the characters were to some degree.
I think you can be fine with Captain America, Hulk, Thor, and even Iron Man. Yeah. Even Black Panther you can even get away with because you can understand Wakanda and all that. You can, because they go there to fight.
Yeah, you can see that they fly into this secret place.
But with the Guardians of the Galaxy, like, you need to know why they're important, why Peter needs to be there, like, why Nova Corps, that reference, is important.
But you don't have to understand the Nova Corps reference, but you do
need to know where he got that stone, though.
They are there, and he's with Thanos' daughter, so...
Yeah. You need to know more about Gamora, like how...
That's why you
little
don't
Gamora
have to see
was also so perfect.
And that's how they're going to bring everyone back, is through little Gamora, so...
I don't know, like, I was hearing people talk about the Soul Stone and how every soul that gets killed, right, is trapped inside that stone. Yeah, so you can bring it back.
A piece of them.
Yeah.
And that's why in that final scene between Thanos and little Gamora, the background, the sky, is the same color as the Soul Stone.
I love how the pool of blood at the bottom is all red. It's all, I'm assuming it's all the blood that Thanos has had to shed to get to where he is. Right. And that's when she has said, like, was it worth it? Or, like, what did you lose? And he's like, I lost everything. You know, to get where he wanted, he had to. Well,
in the comic, he snaps and becomes a farmer. So, based on the ending here, he probably became a farmer. So it'll be fun to see how they pick that up.
I just want to know how he. Just like the last scene, like when Thor throws his God Killer, like, right at him. And he's like, you should have aimed for the head.
Yeah.
You knew it. And you knew that Thor messed up. He's like, you had your goddamn chance. That's why he won't be the one to take the final blow. Yeah. He'll help. And I know Captain America will, because
Thor already had his shot.
He had a shot. Yeah. Captain America did too. Fair. When he grabbed his gauntlet. That was his.
But like, Tony came the closest to actually doing something.
And it's gonna be
all that for a drop of blood.
Yeah.
Tony, it's either gonna be Tony because Tony already had his shot.
Yeah.
The Hulk is going to have to redeem himself.
He's gonna fight him. I think you're right. I think Tony will.
I think it's going to be like a tag team. Like, the four of them will be the ones going up against them. Thor will fall first, then Cap, then the Hulk, and Iron Man will finish the job.
No, you know, like how in Civil War, when Bucky and Captain America tag team and take him out, it's gonna be the same thing. But at the end, it will be Iron Man that takes the final shot. At least that's what I think. Hulk will be the one that takes him down. So he can. So
all of you need to re-listen to this before you go see whatever they call the next Infinity War.
Part 2.
I know the Russos were like, we're not going to tell anyone what the title is. And they did that not because it's like super spoilery or secretive.
Mm-hmm.
They just wanted the hype to be focused on this movie because after Age of Ultron, they released the title of the next film, and all of the focus was on that instead of Age of Ultron.
What was the film that they released the name of?
The Infinity War.
Oh, Infinity War. Oh.
Yeah. So everyone was focused on the next Avengers movie, and
Not
they
the
took
current.
focus off of the current one.
I didn't even like Age of Ultron, but I get why it needed to happen.
Yeah. I liked it. It's not the strongest one, but it definitely...
Winter Soldier is probably, like...
Winter Soldier's better.
Yeah.
I
Out of all of
mostly
them.
like Age of Ultron because we get to know Vision, and I think he's a really cool character.
Yeah.
Like, if I had
And
to rank
really
it, I would
that
go,
actor.
like... You got, like, Infinity War, like, at the top. You got Thor Ragnarok. You have Iron Man. And then you have, like, Winter Soldier. And then some other ones, and then Age
I
of
really
Ultron.
need to rewatch these movies.
You do.
I'm really rusty on them.
Someday I will get
And
the...
they're really good. I
The
mean, like, I
phase-
really enjoy all
They've
of
gone,
them.
like, so far. Wait, Homecoming's pretty good, too. I actually like Homecoming more than Winter Soldier.
Okay. You come up with your
Okay.
list and put it on your Twitter page. So that brings us to the end of Infinity War. And so after Nemo and I saw Infinity War, we accidentally walked into another adventure. We went and saw this at the Valley Fair Mall in West Valley City, Utah, which is about, 5-10 miles outside of Salt Lake City. So it's all connected, just like Marvel.
We didn't know anything that was going to happen. We just picked the only theater with available seats with good quality.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was either an IMAX screen or an RPX theater.
Like, I wasn't going to watch this movie on a plain screen like some people were convincing me.
You know what? You're still saying that the only thing that matters is the screen. The movie can be complete shit, but you'll watch it on anything.
No, look, my hype is already there, and I'm not going to ruin it by putting it on a crappy screen.
Your logic is flawed.
No.
Wait, before we get too into this, the Russo brothers did confirm a lot of off-screen deaths. They did not say anything about Pepper. So,
Well, you know, like how at the end of Iron Man 3, she gets that power, right? That regenerative power.
Yeah.
Her body can't control it. A lot of people were saying that's why she survived. Because
maybe
she can bring back all her cells. She can't physically die. Well, I think she's the one that can actually control the power. And I think Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, Tony Stark, he creates a serum that allows her to keep it in control and everything instead of just exploding and going
Maybe.
catastrophic. That's what I'm assuming. Maybe, or he just actually got rid of it, because that was also in the end scene where she's getting healed.
That'll be fun to see.
I don't know.
But yeah, so we went to the mall, and afterwards at the mall there's a place called the Nerd Store, which is a lot of fun. Go there, get your comic books. You can go there and get your collectibles. Just go there and talk to the staff. They're really fun. But on our way there, we get to like the end of the aisle that the theater is on, and we walk up to a booth.
Yeah, so just to go a little bit pretense, I didn't know what the Nerd Store was. I didn't even know that mall had one, or what it was, and me and Josh talked about it beforehand. I was like, okay, we'll go see it afterwards. We had nothing to do. And then as we're walking forward towards it, we see this booth.
And it's for Wasatch Comic-Con. It was neat.
It was our
This is
first
so
Comic-Con,
funny.
too.
Yeah, we literally walked into a Comic-Con at a mall, and if you know the Salt Lake area at all, you know this is the kind of the ghetto mall.
Yeah.
Like, most of the stores have moved out of it, and it's being a lot of the stores in the mall.
I feel like it's pretty nice. It's gotten much nicer.
It's been remodeled, but the stores in the mall, you're not going to go there and find a Radio Shack or a GameStop or a bookstore.
Where do you find a Radio
You're
Shack?
going to go there and you're going to find like a store selling blankets that are counterfeit with
with
Pikachu on it.
tigers and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So when-
fake soccer jerseys. It's like a ghetto mall.
So when you're saying comic convention, was it like literally super old school? People have a 6-foot table
Yeah.
with boxes of comics on them?
Yeah.
Yep, there was
That
that.
was that.
And
It was
they
our
were-
first time, and he told us that they were just trying to get the word out, so everybody that was in the mall
So it was free.
could get in for free.
That's awesome.
So it was a free Comic-Con, and I remember the owner of the Nerd Store. I was talking to him about a year ago before the shop in Tooele closed down out by me, because he lives in Tooele. So we were talking about it, and he said he was going to get a really big comic creator who we'll talk about in just a second to come and do a signing or something. And that morphed into this Wasatch Comic-Con.
Oh,
I had no idea that this was a thing. So we walk in, and they're selling a bunch of signed comics and art prints, like right up by the theater.
They also had it was an auction though.
Well, there was auctions, but you could also purchase some of the
the originals. Yeah, you're right.
And so the creator that was there was none other than Kevin Eastman.
I didn't know who this was, but once I realized, I was like, holy crap, Nemo and Josh on another adventure.
And so
you guys always manage to do this when I'm not there.
We manage to do this whenever you and Heather let us go out on our own.
It's true.
Yeah.
So
sometimes.
We got to meet Kevin Eastman, creator of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And Co-creator. He created it with Peter Laird. And
okay, you didn't tell me he was the co-creator. You just told me he was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle artist.
No, he's the guy.
Insane.
Peter Laird has kind of been pushed off to this. I don't know the exact story, whether he's been pushed out of the picture or whether he's stepped out of the picture.
I honestly thought he died. But I didn't know he was alive. I had to ask him.
Eastman is the face of Ninja Turtles now. He works with IDW crazy. On the comics. He works with Nickelodeon on the cartoons.
I didn't know who this guy was at all. Nothing. I know that he was super giddy.
I was shaking.
He was like a little schoolgirl. You know that he wants this.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were the first superheroes that I loved.
Yeah.
I was in love with them when I was little.
My Ghostbusters obsession goes hand in hand with my Ninja Turtles obsession.
Mine, I have no obsession with any of this.
When Josh was skinny, so this is pre 5 years old. When Josh was skinny, he was all about Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles. And he still is. I'm only about Mikey. I love Mikey. I love Mikey's character. I love his attitude. I just love how, no matter how hard it gets with him, he's always happy. And he always finds a way.
I loved all of them. I loved that they were, some of them were so serious and, there's such a range,
we will do an episode on the Ninja Turtles at some point in the future.
I just want them to know that, out of all the Ninja Turtles, that's the only thing that I related to. I was I didn't know who created it. I just knew that it was a great show. It was a great cartoon. And a lot of kids can get to it. A lot of kids can connect with it.
One of the few comics that I read. So I read Ghostbusters and I read Ninja Turtles from IDW, which are both amazing comic series. If you don't read comics, pick these up. If you like the characters, they're so well written. The stories are compelling. I can gush on those forever, but they had total maybe between 15 and 20 tables total. A lot of independent authors and a few comic sellers. Mm-hmm. They had a tattoo parlor there, which was really cool.
There was?
After that, I thought about getting a Ninja Turtle tattoo, in the middle.
Oh yeah, there was. Just the stencils and everything of what the artwork that they did.
And I was kicking myself because IDW did a crossover with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters. And last fall, they released at Target Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures that are all dressed like the Ghostbusters. One of them has a mustache, like Winston.
That's so weird.
I got lucky and found these at Target when they came out. Mm-hmm. It was one of the last Ninja Turtle figures they released for the Nickelodeon show that just ended. Huh. You can't go into a store now and find a Ninja Turtle figure. So I got lucky, and these things are going for ridiculous prices on eBay. I wish I'd had these for him to sign.
Well, that would have been cool.
I would have had those put in a box on my shelf, lighting, everything.
I didn't. We went to the nerd store afterwards once we got everything signed that we purchased there. If I went to the nerd store first, I would have picked something in that store for him to sign.
Yeah,
one of the pops. Or something
else.
But the comic books that he did sign that, again, I picked mine solely off of the cover. I didn't know what,
which was Mikey.
Yeah,
it's a really nice cover. It doesn't have the title, so it's a variant cover. But it's just got Mikey on a skateboard at night.
Yeah, and he signs his name with a little Ninja Turtle hat,
That's so cool.
Yeah, so his signature
right into the moon, and I'm I'm kicking myself for not having him write down Cowabunga or something.
Right.
It's
And I went balls to the wall and got him to do a sketch for me
Yeah.
So I had him do a
cool.
sketch. Like I bought a comic with a sketch cover because those are always really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And he drew Mikey on the front for me and wrote Cowabunga on it and signed it. And it was
That's so
like
cool.
I've got it framed and hanging in my basement. All the crap that I've bought, I've never gotten any of the stuff I've gotten hung up.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is right up on the wall already.
It's just a good, like, out of the blue kind of an experience.
It was.
That's so
And
It's just
cool.
like, you don't know what's going to happen. It's
Uh-huh.
like, bam.
his wife was helping like run the table, so it's like a family operation.
Mm-hmm.
Him at the Comic-Cons, and she was really nice and helping us like go through because they had stacks of pre-signed comic books, and
Sure.
then they had prints that you could buy and have him sign, and we had one signed to each me and Nemo each, and then we had one signed to the show,
Mm-hmm.
to the We Just Nerd Here crew, and it was a lot of fun. I wish I'd bought one of the little pizza boxes that he had.
Oh,
They're like mini pizza boxes that he's done a turtle sketch on the top of and signed.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And
I
after
don't
we
know.
left, I was like, oh, I should have gotten one of those. And then I saw one on eBay and I was like, oh, maybe I'll. Nope. They're like $100 a piece. I can't afford one of these.
No,
So now I've got to find the man again and have him sign a tiny pizza box
Right.
for me.
I'm just happy, like,
Is he local?
No, he's based out of California.
Oh, okay.
But the great thing is he was so personable. He was
That's
willing.
awesome.
He was willing to talk to you.
That's so cool. I once, at San Diego Comic-Con, I went to an author, I went to a lot of author panels. That's what I loved doing at Comic-Con, when I lived in San Diego, obviously. But, I met an author, of the Emerald Atlas. I can't recall his name right now because it's a fairly generic name, but his book is the Emerald Atlas. And he was talking in the panel, and he started talking about how he was one of the main writers on Gilmore Girls. And I flipped out. And I was able to talk to him afterwards and tell him how important that show was to me, to have like a smart girl on TV, like a reader and somebody who would really put herself first and put her academics first, and like to see some reflection of myself on television, and how powerful that was and how important that was to me. And he was so sweet about it, and just like how he was so proud of the character, and he was so like flattered that I would say that and everything. And it was such a great moment. And it was him and Brandon Mole was there, who wrote Fablehaven. And so I got to talk to both of them a little bit about how much I loved Fablehaven. And that was that was a similar kind of experience to me.
Fablehaven is local, isn't it? It's Utah based.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a book series, but
Right,
yes, he is
okay, just like Stephanie
author.
Meyer.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, Stephanie Meyer actually lives in Arizona.
Oh.
But she's
I
LDS.
thought she lived in Seattle.
Okay.
Never mind.
No.
I know that I guess the movies
No.
were based in Washington. I just assumed she lived somewhere where it was always cold.
But I feel like creators,
when you
love their
get that
work.
opportunity, like I met I want to say it's Marv Wolfman. I'm not sure. The guy who created Deadpool.
uh-huh.
I met him at FanX a couple years ago. And he was nice enough, but he didn't want to talk to you. Like, he was like, oh, thanks, yeah, and then just kind of moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Eastman was, like, engaging.
Like, he shook your hand.
He shook
he
your hand.
asked you
he
a
asked
question.
you questions.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
awesome.
it was nice to have that nerdgasm, that nerdy moment, and go back and forth with him. And so
I didn't really go back and forth with him, but it wasn't just nice to meet a celebrity, I guess. This was my first one.
well, no, the Turtles were, because I came into, the toy scene towards the end of Ghostbusters, so I didn't have a lot of the Ghostbusters toys. I had all of the Ninja Turtle toys. Like, I'm the kid that you would be jealous of. Like, oh, you go over to Josh's house, he has this cool, like, thing, and you play with it. Yeah, I'm an only child, so I got lucky, but...
That author was John Stevens, by the way.
We're going to have to do an episode where you talk to us about books. 'Cause
Yeah.
Nemo and I
know.
don't do a lot of reading. Well, I don't do a lot of reading. Nemo doesn't read. So
I don't know what words are. They have to read things to me
Uh-huh.
all the time.
it was such an honor to meet Mr. Eastman, and I wanted to give our guests the opportunity to kind of share in this moment with us. So on our Twitter feed, after you've listened to this, the day this episode goes up should be the end of June if I've planned my calendar correctly. We will be announcing a contest for you to win an autographed copy of one of the IDW comics signed by Kevin Eastman himself. So stay tuned and check out our social media. This will be up on a Tuesday night, and so look for that Wednesday morning. I think you'll be pretty excited. I know we are.
That's super awesome.
Yeah. So it's our first big contest, so stay tuned for details on that.
Have a piece of history from our lives. Be on our adventure, too.
Until then, that about does it. Our Twitter handle is @WeJustNerdHere.
And I'm at Lisa Asanuma on Twitter.
I'm at Joshua Tracy.
And I'm
85.
at Nemo Nerds here.
I love how you have to read it off of your business card still.
Yup.
I'm so glad we finally figured out who had your account and that you could take over, supposedly. But yeah,
Supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
this is fun. I love this. We're like 12 episodes in now, and
Still having fun.
yeah.
We're liking it. I hope you like it.
Our first season, we're looking at about 24 episodes, and then we'll probably take a break for a month and come back with season 2.
Wow, 12 episodes.
Yeah, we're about halfway through our first season.
Damn.
It's doing stuff.
It's weird.
Been giving out some wrong information. We were at that summit.
Well, the episode numbering is off because of our minisodes and episode 0, but this is
more than 7.
It is more than
It is,
7.
yes.
I've been telling people we had 7.
Well, they'll get there and be surprised. Look, for them, it's a bonus. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
We did it for them
Yeah.
after the summit. They'll probably listen to this podcast right now.
I hope so. I hope people are listening. I hope that you're enjoying it. We Just Nerd here, and you do too. If you want to join our nerd crew, you can check us out on Patreon or just get involved in the conversation on Facebook or Twitter.
Leave a review. That would also help.
Good, bad, indifferent. We don't care. We want to hear from you.
I want to know what you think.
And yeah, check us out on our social media platforms. Let us know what you think. Share us with your friends. Don't share us with your friends. Tell me I'm stupid.
Share us with your friends.
Don't tell me I'm stupid. That'll hurt.
It will probably make me laugh. Not if you call him stupid, if you called me stupid. Well, if you called any of us stupid, I'd probably laugh.
We really would love feedback.
Also, a shout out to Mr. Raleigh, who has been really, really fantastic and a rampant supporter of the show. Whoever the original Nemo is, thank you for trolling Nemo and just messing with him. His reactions have been fantastic. And, of course...
Have they, Josh?
I have enjoyed them tremendously. And then, as always, my neighbor, my friend, and I think our biggest fan at this point. So thank you for being a listener and a patron of the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Big shout out. Until next time, bye-bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Toodles.
Oodles. Plus
Toodles.
Are we going to
Equals
just keep with the
toodles.
toodles things? We don't have to do toodles every time.
We don't.
I feel like we do. I think you should say oodle plus oodle, and I say toodles.
No.
Why?
Maybe once in a while. I like the little toodles that he does at the end.
Oh.
That's usually how I've ended the episodes.
Yeah, I know.
That's the last word people hear is toodles. And then last time, not last time, the time before I ended it, the second part of our JFK episode is just toodles.
No. You should have done that.
He's sad.
Sad.
No, because I learned everything, and then you wanted to do the re-recordings to the intro and everything, and I was already flipping angry. I was like, "What do you want me to do? Act happy?
Emotionally
after all of this?"
drained.
We were tired and hungry. And
I wasn't even hot. I was angry.
I was drunk.
I was mad.
I was drunk.
I would have rather been. I don't know. I don't know how.
I don't think you would have liked that.
I don't want to know what drunk man Nemo is.
You had angered off your.
Yeah, you burned off your alcohol.
Dude, that just let's not even think about it.
That was a fun episode to record. And at the end, I kept having to repeat myself a little bit because Nemo would ask me a question, and then I'd be like, "Where was I?" Okay, I'm just going to reset the scene. And then Nemo would ask me another question, and I'd have to reset the scene. And it was just pissing Nemo off that much more because I wasn't getting to the point. But I kept my promise, and you both knew how Lee Harvey Oswald fit into it at the hour mark. So,
dude, that was crazy.
Yeah.
The love, the conspiracy, how they needed to pick him to finish it off at the end is get rid of all the players. No, fuck this shit.
We didn't even get to all of the JFK conspiracies.
I don't want to talk about this one anymore.
Yeah. So, again, we're recording this before the Twitter poll concludes, but we'll let you know how that goes on our next episode.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Don't worry.
Bye.
Toodles.